The Landless People's Movement is attributing the decline of the education sector to the Minister of Education, Arts and Culture, Ester Anna Nghipondoka.
Our young people are taken and being educated, and today, number one, we do not have placement. We have placement issues. Secondly, 75% of them do not have hope. They cannot go to a university and they cannot progress to grade 12. The VTCs have been incapacitated, and today we are looking at each other and saying we must clap hands for 3%.
They have publicly called for her immediate dismissal.
In fact, that 3% should be a reflection of the president, as we call the president, to fire the Minister of Education.
In a media briefing held at the LPM headquarters in Windhoek, the party's Member of Parliament Utara Mutu expressed her concerns about President Hagegengub's apparent lack of intervention. She criticized the president for his perceived negligence in addressing the alleged failures of the education minister, a situation she believes has had significant negative effects on young people.
We challenge and question why the president is continuously being ignorant to our calls to address this inefficiency, because it has caused detrimental consequences for our young people.
The LPM further expressed deep disappointment over the government's alleged failure to construct new schools in the past 8 years. This concern arises despite a significant increase in student enrollment following the implementation of free education.
We have pushed a motion and tabled a motion in Parliament. We have given the necessary budgetary locations to ensure that our education system is revived. We have given consultation. I believe our leader, Dominga Dala, and other youth leagues from other political parties have made effort to bring and to talk on the table with the Minister of Education. Some of us, we have met the director, Steenkamp, others haven't. But the fact is the conversation has been had. The results must showcase.
In the same briefing, Junior Kaenje, LPM's Commerce Region youth leader, echoed Mutu's sentiments. He criticized the Education Ministry for its alleged inaction concerning reports of schools pressuring parents for fee payments. Kaenje highlighted an incident at Okakarara Secondary School where a principal allegedly informed parents that their children would not be admitted unless they paid a fee.
The ministry came out clearly and said, no, it's not compulsory. Those who can afford should pay. Those who cannot afford should not pay. But schools are threatening parents. We have a school, for example, Kakara Secondary School, led by Rocha Kashavikwa, who clearly told the parents that if you don't pay your school fees, which is 700, 350 first semester, 350 the other semester, you won't get a space. Complaints have been raised to the inspectors in those regions, but nothing has been done. Letters are there at the ministry. Another scenario is that you find another school in Windhoek now is Agostino Secondary School. Their school fees is 900, Kakara is 700, and now you wonder how do these schools even come up with their school fees ratios? Because it's so funny that schools led by one ministry, this one is 900, this one is 700, and yet the government failed to pronounce themselves in that regard. So, colleagues, this minister has failed. It's time for her to go.
Dominga Ndala, LPM's Youth Command leader, also expressed concerns regarding the University of Namibia refusing to admit grade 11 students, a policy she believes is detrimental to the country's education system.
There's definitely a lack of or a gap of information, or perhaps the Ministry of Education is misleading the nation, including the president, to say that there was proper and thorough consultation with the institutions of higher learning. Because how do you then become part of this discussions that we are going to revise the curriculum, we are going to adopt the new curriculum, and that grade 11 learners should be admitted to institutions of higher learning, and then again you say that you are going to refuse these learners to register. So perhaps the Ministry of Education is misleading the nation, and she needs to be questioned as to when was these consultations done and whether institutions of higher learning were thoroughly consulted, and if they do also understand the curriculum. Because it's impossible that now we put these learners in a very difficult predicament.
When approached for a comment, the executive director of the Education Ministry, Sanet Steenkamp, defended the ministry. She argued that the complexities within the Education Ministry extend beyond the control of a single individual, and it would be inappropriate to place blame solely on the minister's shoulders.
to apportion blame without showing genuine interest to engage, to have dialogue, to consult, I find that petty. And I find it sells short of what true leadership stands for. Because as the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture, we have never shied away as a ministry and as a collective to consult and to have the hard discussions that is required in this country of ours. We will continue to serve this country with the required integrity.
Steenkamp acknowledges the challenges faced by the ministry annually. She said despite the intricacies of the education landscape, these issues are tackled based on available resources. Reporting for New Era, I am Isai Sipunga.